and greetings. It is me, the Iron Phantom, and welcome to this next edition of the Iron Phantom's Black Book, where I, your host, the Iron Phantom, tell stories of your greatest fear. And of course, as I do tell scary stories, I have two to tell you. All written, of course, by the show's producer, Random Ross. Let us begin with our stories. This first story I want to tell you is called The Scarecrows. It was a normal, warm spring morning. The farmer was strolling through his private land until a scarecrow waved to him. Looking at it, he walked up to the scarecrow and said, "Now that is my property, that you are trespassing on my land." Then asking who it was, if it was one of the boys from the local school. His hand then goes straight through the scarecrow. The scarecrow, looking evil and menacing, looked down at the farmer, and then more scarecrows appeared, coming from over the hills and all around the fields. The farmer, looking scared and panicked, cried out for help as he was surrounded by the scarecrows. As he called out for help, it did not come. The next day, two local boys were strolling along the fields and saw the scarecrow. One of the boys said, "Why don't we go inside it and move the scarecrow? And if someone walks past, we could wave at them." The second boy says, "No, that farmer may be nearby, and he does not like it when people trespass on his land." The boy agreeing, saying, "You're right, maybe we should get out of here." Then as they leave the scarecrow, we look deep into the scarecrow's eyes, and there we see a human eye, the farmer's eye. And it is revealed that the farmer is trapped inside, as he is now a scarecrow, just muttering and wobbling, unable to call for help. Did you enjoy that? Did you find it scary? Of course, if you look in my eyes, you can see what the person I once was before I became all of this. Anyway, there was not really any moral or message behind that story. Now, let us get to the next story. Do you like laughter? Well, here is the Tickle Monster. It was like any other night. A couple getting ready for bed, Douglas and Rebecca, after finishing watching a DVD of a stand-up comedian. Douglas is getting ready for bed and feels the need to chuckle at one of the jokes that he remembers from the DVD they watched. Then he feels the urge to laugh even more, turning around feeling like someone or something tickled him. Rebecca asked him if he is coming to bed. He tells her yes, and goes. Later that night, around 3 a.m., Douglas is awoken by a huge tickle sensation, thinking it is Rebecca, but she is sound asleep. He then hears a noise. Wondering what the hell it could be, he goes to investigate. He gets his cricket bat and goes all around the house, finding no one. Then a noise was heard, a noise that went. Scared by the noise, he looked around. He then turned around and Rebecca was there, asking what the hell is he doing. Telling her he thought he heard noises. She then tells him to come back to bed. He then asks Rebecca if she tickled him a moment ago, telling him no. As they retreat back to bed, Douglas feels that he is not alone. Then he feels the urge to laugh even more, Rebecca asking what the hell he is laughing at. Then she, all of a sudden, feels the need to laugh hysterically. Then knowing that something is in their house. Then Rebecca looks in terror as she sees a tall, naked, anorexic-looking man with crouched legs and long hands and fingers, with a big frozen grin on his face and black, empty eyes with wild, messy hair. Looking horrified, the Tickle Monster had his hands at the ready to tickle them as he made his noise. Then it all was quiet. A few days later had passed. No one had heard from Douglas or Rebecca. So a relative came in. Using a spare key, she looked around the house and did not find anything, until she went into the bedroom. There she found them laying in the bed, pulling the covers, then making the horrific discovery of their lifeless bodies, with a frozen grin on their faces, horrified as she screamed, not knowing what it was who killed them. But of course, you should know that it is the Tickle Monster. Well, I hope that story scared you well. Of course, there is not really much behind that story, no moral, no subliminal message. But yes, remember, Whenever you laugh next time, is the Tickle Monster tickling you? Well, that is pretty much it for this month's show. I shall be back in July with another episode for you. I have been your host, the Iron Phantom. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends. Do not forget to subscribe to the official Random Horror YouTube channel and to hit that notification bell. All of the social media links for Random Horror, Twitter, Instagram, and the Facebook group, the Random Horror Madhouse, are all linked down below. So, I leave you now, and until next time, don't have nightmares.